The media in panic mode after Joe Biden's disastrous debate performance. But despite calls for him to drop out, including from the New York Times editorial board, the Biden camp insists he is staying in the race and determined to debate Trump again in September. Our next guest is a former economic advisor to President Obama, has done debate prep for both Obama and the Clinton campaigns. Fox News contributor Robert Wolf joins us now. Robert, it's great to have you. In full disclosure, we've texted a little bit about this. We're friends, even though we disagree on a lot of things. You've supported Joe Biden for a long time. You know the donor class here. What's your takeaway now, 48 hours away from this not a good debate?
Well, first, Pete, I know you having me follow Kevin Costner. You did that on purpose.
Of course,
and that's not easy. But tell Will, great segment. Listen, hard to sugarcoat it. No one can be happy with President Biden's performance. And anyone who is saying that he did a good job is friggin' delusional. Listen, I'd love to fact check you right now with all former President Trump's falsehoods, but the truth is President Biden had the chance to do that at the moment, and he didn't. You know, with respect to where we stand, you know, Pete, as we were chatting yesterday, there's no back room anymore. Party elders smoking cigars, drinking whiskey to decide on this brokered convention. This is going to be solely up to President Biden because he owns the delegates and he will decide whether he will or will not step down. And I think for people like me who are staunch Democrats, we're going to just back him until he makes a decision. So we're all in at this point until there's a change.
So you're all in. I mean, you're not part of the class, the New York Times and others that are saying we've got to move on. You're prepared and willing, based on the performance you saw and his capability, to say, even though he's that guy, he's my guy.
Yeah, I am. And the reason I say that is, you know, I'm not one of those Democratic bedwetters that you guys know all too well. You know, my view is when it's his decision, we can talk and have all this rhetoric back and forth, oh, this and all that. But when it's up to him, you know, you have to see the bigger picture. For me, the bigger picture is while he's the candidate, you have to be all in. You can't curve, you can't veer. You have to kind of just keep punching. Certainly, if he was to make a decision, then I would support whoever the next person is.
But Robert, I mean, what we saw 2 nights ago was not an outlier. If you've been paying attention, this is Joe, and it's been going in that direction. So as a patriot, and I know you are, like, aren't you concerned for the state of the nation? Who's running the country? Who's behind this guy?
Pete, I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, he's the one that said, watch me. We all watched him, and we didn't like what we saw. Now, let me just take a step back. You have to differentiate, in my opinion, the 3.5 years of President Biden. We can debate that. I think he's had a great 3.5 years, and we disagree.
We'll leave that there.
Versus the 90 minutes of candidate Biden. And there's a very different perspective that came out. Candidate Biden failed the test that night. I think President Biden over the last 3.5 years has done an outstanding job. I know we disagree on that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, I've been with him recently, and yes, President Biden's old. There's no disagreement on that. But you know, that night was just.
So you're with the group that says I've been with him and he's sharp. I mean, you really feel that way? This is not camouflage?
He certainly wasn't sharp that night. But if you saw him yesterday in North Carolina or the State of the Union, you saw a different person. I can't explain it. It's not explainable to me what happened, you know, during that 90-minute debate. I was in disbelief, as was every Democrat who was watching.
Interesting. Robert, real quick before we go, do you still think there's time for Democrats to change if they needed to?
Listen, there's no question there's change. If at the convention he decides to give his delegates away to someone, then absolutely there's a change to be had. But that's 100% up to President Biden. Like I said, he owns the delegates today. The primary season's over. That would have to be him at the convention handing them to someone else.
Interesting. That's what Will and I are going to talk about when we go off the wall next hour. Robert Wolf, you're a good man. We disagree, but I appreciate you a lot.